Hello, here's my review for Southern Strike 4. Please God to be better than Southern Strike 3 or Portal West Games UO and the hilarity of far-off rocket attacks graphics. At first, you know what I decided can't do is funny, because humans usually look more and more like they're going from Fred Savage from the Wonder Years and transforming into Mickey Rocky. As they get older, of course, games in a series have the advantage of improved technology, and it absolutely shows here, from giant symphonies of explosions that rip it through well like bailey's of military factories, a way to fire the creeps out of Sank's neck just as the triad looks from repeated shelling. The game can actually look phenomenal, and that is a pretty part, not only due to design but just the sheer amount of effects. Even on the lowest of settings, the environments are highly detailed, and at no time is there really a lack of places you can cool 8 men through and just smash out of it. No texture work across the board is fairly detailed, and even using the settings to adjust resolution and fill resolution results in some pretty incredible detailed location, with a good amount of verification for what is the equivalent, let's be honest, of some dudes can feel it that you are fighting in Zeds. It's a good stuff. Sadly, Southern Strike 4 does have a couple problems. First and foremost, the HUD is terrible, massive boxes fill up the areas, or unit choices and unavoidable elements within it stop you from being able to see what's going on. Half the time you feel like you're driving a car in a snowstorm and the wipers cannot keep up. If the show, of course, fall replaced by explosive bullets, and by keeping up I mean staying alive, or the fact that you still cannot really separate troops by unit time within the same category, except for double clicking, which means searching frantically for your helmet hill and the center of a bunch of gum, while every piece of ordnance of World War is apparently is aimed right at you can be really difficult. Now the battlefields and overall enemy count are lower info than it was in the previous titles, and that's actually a good thing. It feels more personal, and means some of this issue don't occur as often as they did in 3, and overall it allows them to crank up the detail. And then of course I will bring us to performance a little bit anyway. Now with the i7 and tested out, the game runs spectacularly well done, and with the NU can get the eerily smooth at 4K around 16 FPS if you adjust a couple of the higher level graphical effects down, but the game does have a hard time keeping anywhere near that when a boatload of explosions, physics, and frankly just total energy happens on screen. You know, I love the look of Southern Strike, and there's a little attention to detail, like the way a triad will roll off when the tank is destroyed, or how one of the first show missions of track down enemies by following their tank tracks in the show and throw crushed grass into their rear flank detail is great, but when it's suggested in affecting gameplay it in a dynamic and positive manner like that, it's really hard not to be impressed by the UI and nice sound, music, and voice. What is Doctor? Any orders are ready for us of knife throw butter, I wish sucks. However, to see how real Poland is in comparison to our beloved fatherland. Yes, so let's cover voice first. I dislike it's great deal first, as I have liked talked about the past when someone talks screams but is not really screaming. It's noticeable, and there's a tone of that have here when the main commanders comment and yell or give starting orders. It always sounds like someone writing in space. In the local musician's studio also there are countless bugs with the voices, and sometimes while doing nothing or just sitting in place every member of my team would continually they say ready for hours on an end, ready, how ready, I'm ready. Okay, you know what, so cannot say it's all bad, because the dreary entries to the main campaign are actually great and change depending on how you did apparently, because to be honest I could never tell, as most of the time they just said I am awesome. So, thanks for watching, press like, goodbye.